Welcome back everyone to Subway Builder. We're working on this railway network, or actually metro network, in the Rotterdam area, but also in the city of Den Haag, The Hague. And some of the colors, some of the dots are already changing colors towards a bit more blue and green. So less people taking the car and more people walking or taking public transport, which is really nice to see. What I would like to do in this episode, we have done quite a lot here in this Rotterdam area, and we added a metro network towards this train station last time. But what I would like to do this time is to focus a bit more on this city of Den Haag. I'm not yet going to the west here of the city. I'm also not going to create this light rail system just yet that is in real life in this city of Zoetermeer over here. But what I do want to focus on is extending the train network, which I simulated here with heavy rail. So we have, with heavy metro. And we can also keep this at the highest speed because we are making money except during the night. So what I would like to do is let a train network go in this direction towards this city of Zoetermeer over here. And the train goes further east towards a city that's right here, but it's just outside the map. So we will, because there's no demand here, so we will just go in this direction and I think stop there. But it will be nice for this city to extend it with a train network in this direction before we move on towards the west side of the map. So let's do that. And the first station, the first train station, I think the train goes in this direction over here. So let me just see where the first train station is exactly on the train network in real life. In fact, I will add a few of these stations just like I did last time. I did it off camera and then I get back and we start building. Alright, I have added the stations as they appear in real life. So now it's time to see whether this corresponds to the demand. And we see there is a bit of a hole here. So I think this first station we will not build probably. And it's the station of Voorburg. Although it would be nice to get some demand from here, but they can also move towards this metro station. So I think this first station we move a little bit more over in this direction. So that's what we'll do. And there is a train station that I believe is above ground in real life. So let's move this to, let's see, 4 meters. It doesn't work with this road over here, but we could do it 4 meters above ground over here because that saves us quite some costs, and then move towards 5 meters afterwards to move above the road. Let's see, I'm doing something wrong. Oh yeah, station. So after that we move to 5 meters so we can cross the road, because at 4 meters we run into trouble there. So we cross the road, but we also need to connect from here, of course. So this will be the station of Den Haag Centraal over here, which is a quad station. That reminds me, let me show you what I did off camera also. I ran into some problems last time in the city of Rotterdam Centraal with this quad station. So what I did now, I added a single line that goes all the way over here, and the other line goes over here. And what happens now is that one line goes to this platform and then back. The other line comes from The Hague, goes to this third platform and then back. And the other line that goes all the way, let me show that, the other line, this line, that goes all the way from Den Haag to the south of Rotterdam. It will go through Rotterdam Centraal on the outer tracks. I hope it stops there. I didn't check that, but I believe it should. Yeah, it says Rotterdam Centraal Metro. So it should stop there. And maybe if I slow down the speed, we can check that. There's one coming, but I'm not sure if it's from the E line can I see? It's from the D line, so it will actually go back. It will not go to these outer tracks. It will go back. Let's see if we can encounter another train that will move in the other direction. Let me zoom out a little bit and see if any train is coming, or maybe from this direction. No, let's check. It's 6 o'clock, so there should be quite a few of these E trains. That where can we see the trains? Maybe over here. E train. This one is all the way over here. Another E train. Oh, that's the same one. Another E train is over here. Yes, this one. We need to follow this one. So we can see it's also a smaller train. There's only 2 cars. But it should go on the outer track. And it does. And it stops. So that works. And then it takes us around. It goes to the south. It goes back. I missed it. Okay, but it went back via this side over here. So that's what we will also do in Den Haag. So I was just checking to make sure it works. So in Den Haag, we also have these multiple tracks. So what I want to do, except they cannot move further on the outer track. So one trick that is also possible that I saw is, so this is for train, so heavy metro, is what you can do. I need to just check the elevation. It's 5 meters high, so it's above ground. So you can have a single track that if a train appears on this outer track, it will move in a circle like this to the other outer track. Then all we need to do is make sure that from this outer track, and here we do need to cross, but yeah, for crossing that's also the case, so that's fine. We go this way, and we go this way. And then we can also have a train go around like that. And we need to match up with a parallel track at some point. So let's do it this way and this way. And I believe this should work. So a train can come in this way, do a turnaround over here and come back. And then we are at the parallel track again. So we are 5 meters up. I believe this one is 4 meters. And we have no more roads to cross after this one. And this one itself, yeah, that is not allowed, but this one 5 meters and then 4 meters. It will save us a lot of money if we do it this way. So we move in this direction towards the station. Then we are here at the station, which is Voorburg, although it's a little bit more to the west. And that is that demand satisfied. We can get rid of this other station over here later. So we have a nice train station over here. Then this was the original place in real life. The next station in real life is over here. I think that's a good one to keep. There's also some worker demand. It's not too far from this metro station. And it's the last one before going to this other city over here, which has 3 stations in real life now. This last one has been added only a few years ago. It used to have 2 stations, train stations that is. So I think this train station we could keep, or we move it a little bit more east to satisfy this demand a bit better. I think that's what I'll do. We could also consider adding yet another train station over here, but the idea of a train is that it doesn't stop that often. So we would have an extra train station that way. I think I like that. I like to satisfy that demand. There's also some workers. Yes, I think we will go and do something different from reality, and we will add an extra train station over here. So, of course, we went to 5 meters above ground. We add an extra train station right here, so that the other one, that is here in real life, we can move a bit further east. Now this one, it doesn't exist in real life, so we need to give it a name. But I think I like this name, it's fine. So let's connect it. Without destroying, without destroying any buildings, I wanted to say. And is there a way to avoid this water? Yes. The train will not go max speed. That is okay. And we have connected this station. So now we need to go above this huge highway intersection, which we managed to do. Move in this direction. And then we delete this station, move it a little bit more to the east. Something like this. But maybe not next to the water station. Yes, like this, right next to the highway. And this one, I believe this is called Den Haag Ypenburg. Let me double check. Yes, that's correct. So let's first connect it and then I will name it. Need to avoid these buildings. That is difficult. And avoid the... Well, we could go over the highway, but let's not if we don't need to. So this is the station Den Haag Ypenburg, a train station that's in reality a bit more to the west, but here it satisfies this demand a bit better, I think. Then over here there's no train station in real life, but there's also no demand on this map, so that's fine. And then we move all the way over here, where in real life there are 2 train stations. I think we can keep it that way, but move this one a little bit more to the west. Keep this one, but this one serves no purpose. I think there's no demand data because, yeah, because although there are people living here and there's industry here, maybe the map is not up to date because it's quite a newly developed region. Excuse me. But we can move in this direction. Also, let me up the speed to earn more money. Now, I'm not sure what altitude this track is. Seems to be 5 meters also. So if we do this, trains might need to cross. So what I will do is I will go towards 0 elevation, which is the same at heavy metro, which is the same price I think as 4 meters elevation. But that way we can go below this line. And I think the vehicles do not need to wait for each other that way. We can stay at 0 for a while, because this is quite a straight route. Actually, let me check the costs. We are at 383 already. Okay, maybe we connect to the city next time. We do this later. But okay, we could go at 0 just this way, just so we know for next time that we need to do that. And then we do need a crossover over here. And I think at this station we don't need one, but let's add one just to be sure in case something goes wrong. We have a crossover here. That way we can also go to the other track. And now we need just a little bit more money in order to build this. It shouldn't take that long. So let's see if we can do some management in the meantime. So for example, it says that Metro E does not have enough capacity, so we can change this train to make sure it also has 4 cars per train. I think that is a good one. It also only goes once per hour, but I think that is okay because it goes at the same line as the A and the D line, so that's okay. So the D line only goes at this part. It comes every 15 minutes except during the night. And the A line, it only moves in this part within the city of Rotterdam. And it goes every 13 minutes except during the night. I think we can keep it that way. Let's see if there's anything we need to change. We are making a profit. Even during the night, we are sort of making a profit, or at least break even. So that is really good. We do still have to pay interest, so that hurts us a little bit. But I think that is okay. So let's skip the management for now. I will keep this game running for a little bit, and then when we can pay for everything, which we might be able to do if I remove these placeholder tracks over here, then we will build this and we will extend the Den Haag train station. So let me remove this part, and this part. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Alright, we've earned enough money to build this small section of train with 3 stations, or actually 2 extra stations. So let's do so. It costs 349 and we have 400 million. And then we can add another train line. So I will put that over here. It's called Q. No. This is also a train, maybe T2. And we can use a square. There has to be a better way to do this, but I think this is okay for now. And what we wanted to do with this one is we wanted it to go at the outside platform of Den Haag Centraal. And here it goes back and forth, and here it goes back and forth as well. And oh, there was another one, so 3 extra stations. Here it ends for now. Later we will continue it. And this is only a 7-minute trip, so we can have... Wait, I did not confirm, did I? I need to do it again. I messed up. So it goes at the outer platform over here, then at these 2 stations, sorry, back and forth at this station, and it ends at this station and returns. Confirm. Always confirm your train changes. So even with 1 train an hour, there's already a train every 16 minutes. You could have it every 8 minutes. I think it's excessive. So we start at every 16 minutes, but also during the night. And we will see if that works. So there are trains going back and forth now. And there are not many people yet, but I think once people are familiar with it, the demand will rise. And this is our train line. So I think a good next project would be to extend this towards the city of Zoetermeer over here, which has 3 train stations in real life, but probably we will only use 2 stations, and I think that would be a good project for next time. So if there's one more thing that I want to do, it is to check this green line over here, how things are going. So I think we have, for example, these passengers. They are college commuters. So they work here. So they work at the university or they study there, and their home is all the way over here. So I want to see some routes so we can enjoy our network right now. So how do these people move? They walk to university, they ride this green B line over here, and then they walk 20 minutes to their destination from here. Yeah, so definitely in the future we need to extend this green line westwards so that the people here don't need to walk as much. And then let's see how this line is doing. So here are some people in on this A line. They live over here and they need to go to Den Haag, or actually they need to go to Delft to work there. So how do these people travel? They they travel back from work because it's 4:30 in the afternoon. So they take the train from Delft campus over here, which is really close to where they work. They go to Rotterdam Centraal. They walk for 0 minutes to the metro. They ride the A line to Wilhelminaplein, which is over here, and then they walk to their destination, which is over here. So some people living there, well connected. And let's do one last one before I call it a day. So let's take what looks like a nice mix of colors. So for example, this one over here. So we have people that go by car all the way over here, even though in real life there is a metro network that extends this green line that is extended all the way to there. So that's something for the far future that we could do. There might also be a train line in real life, I'm not sure. But we also have people who take the train and metro line to go to this location over here. So let's see if we can find, yeah, that is this one over here. So that's what we just saw, very similar. And this one also does something similar with just a train because they need to go to work right next to Rotterdam Centraal, the central station. But the people who go by car, they just, yeah, they go by car like this because right now there's no public transport here, there. So that's for the future. I think we start on this city of Zoetermeer in the east, and then in the future we will extend westward, either in Den Haag, because there's quite some demand over there, or we extend this green line westward, or the train line even, who knows. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.